you're asking yourself about your special someone, your desired partner. Are there still others on his timeline? Is he still in contact with other people or with several people he's interested in, where maybe he says the same things, means the same things? And maybe you're asking yourself this question, whether or not you're currently in contact with your special someone. The question that's on your mind is, are there still others? You want to know for yourself. If you two are in contact, are you his number 1 or number 10, 8, or something else? And it could also be that even if you're not in contact, you still want to know because it's something that's on your mind in general, since you feel there's still something between the two of you. And you want to know, is he playing the field? Are there others he's flirting with, dating, or maybe even in relationships with several people? Let's take a look at that now. We're tapping into the energy of the present moment, the most prominent energy that wants to reveal itself. And as you know, this is a collective reading. The character cards are gender neutral, and a collective reading can't apply to everyone. But I know you're also wonderful. You adapt it for yourselves, for your own situation. And even if something doesn't resonate, where you think, oh no, for example, maybe where he lives or that he has problems at work, just as an example, then just leave that part out, okay? If there's something in it that feels right for you, then pick that out for yourself. We are part of the collective, and I know you are all doing this absolutely wonderfully. And now I'm sending you all a big, big, big warm hug. We have another question from the collective that was asked, and I go through all of them. So I include every question, and above all, you're now also making sure to ask your questions really clearly and precisely. That is absolutely perfect, my dears. You are perfect. You are absolutely wonderful. Thank you all so much. Thank you for your presence, for your warm and loving comments once again. And now I'd say, let's go. Let's take a look and see if he's really playing the field. What exactly is going on with him? All right. So let's have a look. What exactly is going on over there right now at this very moment? Maybe you've picked up on something too, that you heard something from someone and now this question is on your mind. So no matter how you found out, or just in general, the question that's on your mind is he or she seeing other people? All right, let's take a look now. Okay, the fish, very nice. Yeah, if you're in contact, maybe he's just taking his time right now, or he's taking his time to keep in touch with you or to get back to you. A really big issue for him is, yeah, being outside. Being outside and but something is on his mind, something that's being kept secret. In other words, he's hiding something here, but above all, it's also about his feelings. He or she is very secretive. Maybe you've already asked him. He doesn't say anything about it. Doesn't answer, turns away, leaves, just hangs up. No matter who or what, I've been pretty secretive, but in general, I sense this calmness, this reservedness in him. And it's like inside him, something is going on. On the outside, we have this, yes, something that's really weighing on him. That's the outside, how it might be perceived, but also a lot about material things. Material values of others, what others have, materially, financially. This topic is a very, very big topic for me. And there is this much where he perhaps placed a lot of value on it or too much on the outside, materially, superficially. And in doing so, something touches him because deep inside, something touches him and something is set in motion. Something is active here. And maybe it's also kind of compulsive behavior, always with the material things. Maybe he also buys quite a lot. But he always got this from others, this need to prove himself through material things, through the external. But he's hiding something here. Something secretive is definitely being shown here, yes. And there's quite a lot in motion here as well. We have movement here. We also have the rider, and with the rider, again, there's movement and a new beginning. We have a new beginning. Something is starting to move here, the inner self, the deepest inner self. But we also have a positive outcome because he wants something positive. He wants to change something here, to alter and adjust something. He becomes active here. What is occupying him internally, as I said, yes, okay, what he's still hiding now is being diverted. Something is being set in motion here that also touches him deeply inside. And that's what, as I said, you can't see on the outside right now. And what I find great is that he's taking something into his own hands here, that he's actually taking action himself. I know we're on the question. Yes, is he playing the field? And regarding the topic, is he playing the field? Inside him, something is definitely in motion. Something is occupying his mind here, what the reaction is, what's really going on, what he might want to change, what's truly happening in this area. We'll take a closer look at that, but let's see. We'll also look at the timing again, what the timing reveals. And let's just see. All right. We have two more. Okay. Yes, I think it's absolutely fantastic again. So let me put it this way. Communicatively, it could be that you really notice something, that he's communicative, that you notice something on the outside, that he or she is, well, happy. But that's what he might project outward, what he shows to others. But in the end, you feel and know that this isn't really the case. That's where he wants to go. He wants to be in this warmth. So not just in a warm country, though. It's possible he wants to go somewhere warm, but with all these combinations. What we really see here is happiness. He wants true happiness. As I said, we have the inner self. Inside, something is moving. We have activity. We have a new beginning. We also have this positivity. He wants to move toward this change. And I would say within this change, we also find happiness. And here, some kind of pessimism is being grabbed now. I have to laugh myself. It's being grabbed. It's being grabbed by him or by her because something is also coming into energy here. But here, it's also like this. He wants something good to come out of this. He also feels something. Let's take a look now because something is always on his mind as well. After all, we're here collectively focusing on you, on your energy. And there is an attraction. The attraction, yes, unfortunately, at the beginning here, I have to interpret it a bit ambiguously. Attraction to other people as well. But what is it? Maybe it's his own, that he wants attention. As I said, we're looking very closely, but there's something on his mind here, a breakthrough into this warmth, into this change, and definitely into something positive. And optimism, so something is happening. Something is happening, but here I'd say it's something beautiful. Exactly what? We'll see. So now, well, communicative. Yes, he is. So I do think he is in contact here, but what kind of contact, what exactly is behind it? We'll take a closer look at that. And here too, there's this superficiality. So we do have communication here, yes, but there's also something superficial going on. All right, okay. It could also be that these are just brief encounters. So short contacts, short meetings, something brief, not long lasting, because something is occupying his mind. Maybe something always ends up breaking off again somehow. Maybe he's only ever had relationships that were short term. But I also see a major issue here, that something has always been kept on the surface and never gone deeper. But something is moving him now, because now things are getting deeper. Something just doesn't fit anymore. We're seeing a change here. But exactly how? Let's take a look. As I said, the question is whether he's seeing multiple people at once. One thing I can definitely tell you is that you're on his or her mind. So that much is certain. And I'm telling you, I can say that to you with absolute certainty now. All right, you know we're talking about the collective here. Collective readings can't apply to everyone, but we're in this area, the attraction. Attraction, and that's your charisma, your magnetic pull. It definitely has to do with you. So I'm telling you this with absolute certainty. Basically, I see him here completely caught up in his grief, his worries, his disappointment. I actually see him completely in despair. Activities, yes, you're noticing them. Activity, definitely. Maybe you've seen something, right? Maybe you notice he's online, liking things here and there, for example, or something like that. Or that he's online but not messaging you. But you keep seeing online, online, online. Or, as I said, you see him active somewhere on social media. He's liking things here, there, and everywhere, you know. Maybe he's even commenting on something, but I see it more in the likes. And yes, there is communication happening. We have other women here. You know, it could also be men, male, or female. You know what I mean? So, but what I really like here again, as I said, is that you're noticing it. I mean, you can basically already clearly see for yourselves here that this particular area, which specifically concerns the other people, is really just on the superficial surface. So again, I observe very short intervals. It's shown here again, these are indeed very short intervals. I have the contact. Yes, it's there. But for him, it's simply just, I have it as a distraction for attention. He wants the attention, he wants to be seen because basically I have him here completely total. In terms of disappointment and sorrow, I see it both in the financial area and in the family area. So we have all of that concentrated here. Happiness is actually like this happiness just isn't there. There aren't any happy moments or anything like that. Very, very brief moments, but even those don't really satisfy him. And since we're on the topic of satisfaction, I also don't have any sexual contact. So there's nothing here where I'd say, wow, he's dating all these people because he wants to get them into bed. No, I don't see that. At least not in this week. And nothing is really working out. There's actually quite a lot of restlessness, even when it comes to activities. I see work. That's not really working out either. I sense this heaviness in him. He's already lost a great deal of confidence in himself. And so he or she seeks attention from the outside. It's like a fix, something he keeps going back to. It's like a piece of chocolate that he keeps eating all the time, something that just makes him feel good. So it's about boosting his ego. That's what I'm seeing here. And that's, you notice it. Even if, I don't know, you see something on social media, he likes something, he likes a person, and you think to yourself, wow, he thinks she's really pretty. But she's not even that pretty. And you analyze, maybe you analyze the person, you know, or what exactly he is and what he could have with her. Because you really dig into it here and try to get to the bottom of it, because it just won't let you rest. But I'm telling you, from your side collectively, that's the wrong reaction, the wrong way to act. Because I'm not really interested in him lying here at all. He's just liking everything. He sees, oh, what is there to like, right? Just presenting himself, just showing off, partly with the ulterior motive that the person will like something of his, that he'll get that thumbs up, for example, or that heart or whatever, no matter where he is. That's what it's about for him. That's what gives him satisfaction. The thumbs up, it's that number. It's simply the number. He wants to have the attention. And even when he's texting, it's not just that he's flirting around with others and doing things. I also have quite a lot of activity with others, maybe even professionally here. For some, it could also be because I'm active in the domestic sphere that something is being changed here, or that he's helping someone with a renovation or a move or whatever it is, no matter what it's about, right? That there are different things going on because I see discrepancies in the communication. And even if you see him online more often or for longer periods, that doesn't mean he's always flirting with others or anything like that, because I also see quite a lot of arguments since nothing is really working out. And yes, he does like things more often. He goes through and likes posts, but don't worry about it. He doesn't find this person attractive, right? It's just that he scrolls down. Oh, like, all right. You know, it's just a picture, like, that's all. I don't see him giving it a lot of attention or anything. He just wants to get some attention. So he's not giving this person the impression of, wow, she's amazing, right? No, he just wants to draw attention to himself. He actually doesn't see anything in her. It's all just surface level stuff. Because deep down, you're the one who really affects him or her. Because with you, I feel the attraction, and that's what's changing here now. He's still just floating around on the surface, you know? And like a fish that maybe just pecks at all the old soggy breadcrumbs floating around. That's how I see him, just drifting around like that. But deep down, at the core, it's really you. I have feelings for you. And that's the depth. That's what touches him, what preoccupies him, what causes him worry and sorrow that maybe things didn't work out with you, the connection. Maybe because he rejected you. Maybe because he broke up with you, didn't give you any attention. That's what it is. Because that's what he's doing now. Where he's surfing around, that's pure distraction. If you see him online or if you see him somewhere on social media or all those likes, that's the distraction from it too, because he keeps going back and forth, because he feels this depth, this touch to his heart. Because no matter what has happened between you, it's not over. There's always this touch to the heart. And I see the change happening on a heart level for him. So, and the distraction with all his problems, I mean, even when he's online, I really see a lot of activity here, including arguments and disputes, because he always gets hit with something, you know? And that's what's hidden here as well, because he feels absolutely misunderstood. That's why, as I said, he seeks attention from the outside. And this inner feeling, this inner touch, that's what it is, because his heart is now really becoming active. So things had to all have to get really, really terribly bad for him before his heart finally opens up here. So that he's really pushed down to the ground, pressed down, and maybe, bam, gets hit with something else on top of it. You know? Because that's exactly how I see him here. And now he's at the point where he keeps feeling this touch to his heart. Because I can clearly see here this touch, this heart touch, the change happening inside him. And there's the pull, and then, as I said, distraction as well. I think here it's a really, really dumb move from him or her, because then the longing comes, the attraction to you, right? And then he really doesn't know, he keeps getting blocked. What should he do? What should he do? You're probably thinking, or I would also say, yeah, then just text me. Just go for it, right? Because some people know they've messed up a bit, and here we really see a bigger change happening with him. Yeah. So, and then he just distracts himself by scrolling through and liking things, you know, or just making a bit of small talk here and there. But really, he doesn't want anything from this person or these people. He doesn't want anything. He just wants to have the attention. He does. It's not that he actually wants something from her. That's not his intention. He just wants the attention. He wants to be seen here. He wants to be the center of attention. And that's what he keeps repeating. So then the conversation ends, but then it starts all over again. It's always a cycle, like a boomerang that keeps coming back. Heart guidance, this depth, this magnetic pull, this longing as well. This longing for you, because with you he feels warmth, while he lacks warmth, this sense of arriving, of security. Yes, and maybe he's been pretending all along. And that's what he can't keep up anymore, this pretense. So I really don't see here that he's sexually active with someone else, you know? It's possible that there might be a meeting or something like that, but it's all just on the surface, because all I see here are difficulties, and there's not really any closeness either, because there's no attraction here, you know? It's also, I don't know, even if he were to have coffee with someone, which I really see here as a big question mark, whether he even does that, then it's more like, oh God, she's really stressed. So he actually just wants to leave as quickly as possible. You know, like, wow, I really have to get going. That's how I see it. This also in the conversations, because all I ever see there are stress factors. And he always needs to feel seen. With some people, I also get the sense that it could still be an ex-relationship, you know? But really, he just always wants to be seen. But here, again, he's going to get a lot of pushback. So yeah, that's how it is. So there's nothing where I'd say, phew, he's really super interested in someone else. No, I actually just see him as trying to distract himself, which I think is really stupid, yeah. He wants the attention. He's not interested in someone else. Serious interest, getting to know someone, or just for sex, no, I don't see any of that here. Yeah. And when it comes to the heart, in this touch, in this change, he's fully involved. As I said, attraction is really, really emphasized here, the attraction, and also this opening of the heart. And that's probably what he's always kept from you, or is still keeping from you right now, you know? For example, that he just gives someone else a like as well. He says, for example, no, when I'm in a relationship, I don't have any contact with anyone else. Yeah, sure. As if, right? The thing is, she doesn't like those posts because he wants something from that person, but simply because sometimes it's just out of habit. He doesn't think anything of it, but it's just that he wants to present himself that way again, because he always wants to be the good guy. At least that's how I see him here. And deep down, he's actually feeling really, really bad. You know, he's completely worried about his finances. So everything is kind of getting out of control for him right now, you know? Well, everything in quotation marks, so to speak. But as I said, there's quite a lot going on, and now there's this new beginning, that he's taking things into his own hands because, as I said, he can't run away from his feelings, from his own heart. It's just not possible, right? So he really doesn't stand a chance. And we're actually seeing movement here. We're also seeing things move faster. And he or she is becoming active and is also taking things into their own hands because the whole situation is just slipping further and further away. It's already starting to slip away here, so the distance is getting bigger and bigger. Or the gaps. When there is contact, those are also getting bigger and bigger. So what I'm missing here is that closeness, and this whole connection is just completely running out because there's really only restlessness. And that's where we see the change because he actually doesn't want this at all. Maybe he's just replying out of politeness. Yeah, but very briefly and to the point, okay, he does that, as I said, because he always wants to be the good guy. Other than that, I don't see any further movement here. I also see communication with you coming up again, by the way. And well, we're looking at about four to six, and that there will be more and more movement here as well. But there's definitely already quite a lot going on here. So I'd say in days or weeks, there will be even more movement here. Now, during this time, about 4 to 6 weeks, that's when a real turning point will happen and he'll really become active and the distance will keep decreasing. Because I also see this delay, this time lag, showing up very strongly here. So from that perspective, I actually like this a lot. If you're saying now, okay, maybe you're waiting here or hoping that some contact or something will happen or that you'll find out something that will make you happy because I see you very close to him, that's something, look, between the two of you, this isn't going to happen. Number, right? So we have either could be a Wednesday. Yes, also the 4. As I said here, 4 to 6, 4 days, 4 weeks, up to months. And I say it over and over again. This is something you really have in your own hands, right? It could also be that something really happens on a Wednesday, right? Or Wednesday, that you make a radical end to everything else, for example. Or, for example, that he completely deletes himself from social media. Deletes everything, that's also quite possible, right? And yes, as I said, it doesn't have to have anything to do with this Wednesday here, but it could, right? I just wanted to mention it as well. You know that about me. So from that perspective, I don't see anything here where I'd say, okay, you really need to worry about something big here. No, because I actually see you very close to him here, and he actually knows that with you, he has these happy feelings. No one else, even if they're in contact with him, can build the same connection with him, that feeling he has, like the one he always had with you. And that's just how it is, right? So no matter how many people he's in contact with right now, he realizes, and here we are again with the number 4. That could mean 4 days. As I said, 4 weeks. Or, as mentioned, even Wednesday, that's when it really clicks for him, when he says, wow, no, I just know it now. That it really sinks in now on a conscious level. You are his everything. Because no one else, no matter how hard they try, can communicate with him the way you do or give him that touch, that warmth. Even if it's just a really good friend, a really nice girl or something like that, right? But she doesn't touch him. On a heart level, there's no touch, no warmth, no affection, zero attraction, right? So, what else do we have? Okay, we have the tree and the mice. That's really, really, really great because this actually brings stability to your loved one since the bond is there and it's moving towards solidity, towards stability. So that he really goes through with this change, really completes it. There's also growth in the stability between the two of you. Yes, and he has an issue with the past here. Okay, right? But I really see a healthy development here. A healthy development for him, this change. And I keep sensing the attraction here, towards you. So, what else do we have? The mice. I actually think they're really cute. I really like them a lot. And I also think the card is cute. So, mice. So here too, it's like there's these worries, the sorrow, everything that's here, which is really shown as central, just like I mentioned earlier. There's really a need for action now, once again. He really is becoming active. He feels it because it's an absolutely tormenting feeling that he or she also has, that he misses you. Contact with you, no one else can trigger this feeling in him the way you have. And what I'm saying here is the decisive point. No one else can give him this wonderful feeling of warmth, attraction, and security, the sense of truly arriving and being able to let go the way you can. And that's where he will end up. And now I'm bringing up the 4 again, Wednesday, So no matter how it happens. So as I said, something is definitely coming. Here we really have a whole lot of connections showing up and a lot of movement. And because no matter how much recognition he gets, it no longer gives him any satisfaction. That recognition, And that's a really important point here. And as I said, during this period, things are really moving. So, my dears, and I wish you all the very best from the bottom of my heart. And thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderfully beautiful day. Goodbye.